Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
For God's sake! What is that music? Woohoo! Son of a bitch! Run, Jesus, run!
Gotta tell you guys, it is not quite often when I'm able to actually bring you two reviews that are involving music in a month. And I'm really happy about that. It just shows you that there are so many bands that I want to talk to you guys about. So, in case you're new to my channel, welcome, and know that when it comes to discussing music on Up From the Underground, I always like to talk about bands in pairs. And I tried to find a connection between the two of them. Now, there isn't an actual connection between these two specific bands, but in regards to my taste, there is. One of them is a sophomore release of a band that is recently new, and to me, one of the better bands in the last 10 years, and another one is a new album from one of my classic favorites from my youth. So let's talk about the first one. And that is an album that I was really looking forward to, and it's the sophomore release from American Authors. I had been a big fan of their newer single, which is called Go Big or Go Home, so I was really glad to know that it was going to be on their brand new album, What We Live For. Their first album, This Is the Life, was definitely one of the better albums that I had heard in recent years. I loved the story of these guys. It's a foursome that met each other, and they came from all different parts of the United States. They made a band and brought all of their local flavors to this band to create something truly unique and stand out in music today. So I was really curious to see what their sophomore album would bring. It's not as good as their first one, but I really appreciate it because it's very different, very innovative, and doesn't sound like their last album at all, except for their single Go Big or Go Home. There are definitely some interesting elements that are thrown in there, especially on a track like Nothing Better. There are some Asian music elements thrown in there, as well as some other different styles. Each song is a very different pace, a very different sound. The topics are very positive and feel good. It's definitely a true summer-worthy album. Definitely something that you would like to listen to in your car when you're driving to the beach or to a barbecue on a hot summer day. I definitely would say that if you want to get into American Authors and you haven't heard them yet, definitely check out their first album. But if you do like their first album, then you definitely got to pick up What We Live For, because I think it's a pretty good listen. Again, not as strong as their first one, but it definitely is different, innovative, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they will bring me in the future. But the next band that I want to talk about, everybody, yeah, Blink-182 is still making music for their fans, everybody. And they had been on a hiatus for a while, and I was quite surprised that they sort of had another hiatus and a possible breakup, because I thought that Neighborhoods was a very strong album. It was one of the best albums that I heard the year that it came out. But when I found out that Tom DeLonge had left the band for a little while, it still had Travis Barker and Mark Hoppus, and we have Dan Skiba now on guitar and vocals. I was really curious to see what California was going to bring. Guys, this is actually one of the best Blink-182 albums I have heard. I think that it's better than Neighborhoods. I think it's just as powerful as their self-titled album, which is their fifth. It even has some classic, silly Blink-182 elements from their Dude Ranch days in songs like Built This Pool and Bohemian Rhapsody. But the sound is so mature, yet still so classic Blink-182. There are some amazing songs on here like She's Out of Her Mind, Sober, Los Angeles, and probably one of the better songs, which is my personal favorite on this album, Kings of the Weekend. If you are a Blink-182 fan and you don't think that they have anything left in the can, I'm telling you, you are sorely mistaken, because California is one of their strongest albums in their discography, and it is one of the best albums of 2016 at this point in time as far as I'm concerned, and any Blink-182 fan, any true Blink-182 fan, will truly appreciate California. If you didn't even know that they were still making music after their self-titled album, you gotta pick up this album and Neighborhoods, because you will see them in a whole new light. And quite frankly, you know, they used to be childish, and I kind of felt that that got old pretty quick, but after their self-titled album, they really changed themselves. It became a very serious music act to reckon with. And I feel that if they keep putting albums out like this, They're Rock and Roll Hall of Fame bound, no doubt. So there you go, guys. 2 brand new albums. I'm looking forward to having a discussion with you guys, so please put your comments in the box below. Good listens, guys. I won't deny it. Music is definitely turning out to be much stronger than I anticipated. So for now, I'll see you in the next one, and actions speak louder than words.